In American culture, men are often expected to be adventurers, while women are usually expected to avoid danger and remain cautious. For example, when playing on a fire pole, parents typically say it's okay if a girl hesitates out of fear. But if a boy shows fear and hesitates, parents usually encourage him to try several more times. These gender expectation differences significantly impact the workplace. If a female leader makes a risky choice that fails, she faces far more criticism and punishment than a man would. The scrutiny intensifies when the woman works in traditionally male dominated fields like police chief, CEO of engineering, or chief justice. Therefore, women have to adopt more cautious approaches when facing workplace risks. Regarding risk taking, the author offers three suggestions. First, regularly practice risk taking abilities. Know where to take risks and where not to, then be bold in permissible areas. For instance, leave room for improvisation when speaking about work or giving presentations. Improvisation here means trusting your instincts and experience. Many women prepare 80% in advance, while men often feel 30% preparation suffices. Though riskier, this approach gives men more opportunities to voice opinions. Second, present yourself as risk willing by emphasizing past successful risks when discussing achievements. Third, set risk limits. Decide in advance what failure threshold will trigger withdrawal. That covers the third key concept, risk. Now let's examine the fourth keyword, confidence, the only accurate stereotype about women's decision making. The author argues men do exhibit more confidence than women in our society. Both genders tend toward overconfidence when handling familiar tasks. For example, if you ask someone how long it takes to tie shoes, people's guesses are usually way shorter than reality. Someone might estimate 20 seconds, but actually takes a full minute. When it comes to recognized strengths, both genders tend to overestimate themselves. If you ask if someone thinks they're approachable, most believe they are. However, the key difference lies in general self-assessment. Men consistently rate themselves above average, while women lack such confidence. A U.S. poll shows 71% men think their IQ is above average versus 57% women. A global pattern, the researchers found men overconfident across all domains. In tests about female-oriented media knowledge, men still overpredicted their scores. Their actual scores fell far below estimates. Women conversely often undersell themselves. This intensifies in male-dominated fields. Even when performing well in sports, tech, or finance, women doubt themselves. Senior women particularly underestimate their competence. HP's 2008 report showed women apply for promotions only when 100% qualified versus men at 60%. Paradoxically, this perceived weakness becomes women's strategic advantage. It drives women to thoroughly analyze situations and gather realistic data. Moderate confidence significantly reduces error rates. Women should leverage this as professional strategy. When projecting confidence, lower vocal pitch. Higher tones are stereotyped as sexual. Women with lower vocal tones are perceived as more competent and reliable. Try power poses. Lean back with hands behind head, elbows out, legs extended, even on desks to project authority. Yet society still penalizes self-promoting women, creating hesitation in confidence expression. To avoid seeming boastful, stay relaxed during discussions. Persuade others with objective evidence whenever possible. Moderate confidence during decision-making to welcome diverse opinions. Once decided, restore confidence decisively. Maintain conviction in your direction. That concludes our fourth keyword, confidence. Now to our fifth keyword, stress. Many assume women become irrational under pressure. Science shows women actually remain calmer than men in crises. Perceived fragility stems from society's harsher standards for women. When Hillary Clinton's voice cracked mid-speech, pundits called it emotional instability. When George W. Bush teared up, media praised it as authentic humanity. Female leaders' emotions trigger competency doubts. Male leaders receive empathy for similar emotional displays. Women face greater backlash observation. Women face greater backlash for expressing workplace frustrations. Men's negative emotions get attributed to external factors. Neuroscience reveals women's biological stress advantage, cautious evaluation versus male risk taking, and high pressure gambling tests. Stressed men often abandon logic for risky bets, while women choose strategic, guaranteed return approaches. This difference originates from evolution. Male animals typically fight or flee under threat, while females tend to nurture and form alliances. Evolutionary analysis changed female caution through maternal care responsibilities. The author recommends including more women in high pressure decisions to encourage balanced perspectives. Balancing male risk taking with female caution yields unexpectedly positive results. Credit Suisse studied 2,400 multinationals, 205 to 2011, analyzing gender profit correlations. Companies with female board members outperformed all male boards, 26% higher stock prices, and 40% greater revenue growth. Two methods help women make pressure decisions. First, compare multiple options rather than accepting initial ideas. More options generally improve decision quality. When considering job offers, explore alternatives rather than fixating. Broadening options reveals your market value and perspectives. Limit options to 2 to 3 references to avoid analysis paralysis. Second, reframe stress as excitement rather than anxiety. Verbalize "I'm excited" to trigger positive physiological responses. This simple reframe enhances focus and decision making. We've examined 5 key societal preconceptions about women through these discussions. The author provides proactive strategies to counter these biases. The final chapter specifically addresses how women should handle others' mistakes. A research-backed context setting. Research shows women often serve as decision support roles, requiring specialized error management approaches. The author identifies 3 common error-prone scenarios. First scenario, the sunk cost fallacy. People value expensive advice over free counsel to avoid feeling wasteful. Imagine your boss ignores your objections to favor a costly consultant's flawed plan. Suggest requesting multiple options from consultants rather than single solutions. This allows teams to compare and synthesize different approaches. Second scenario, desperation-driven decisions. Help refocus from immediate losses to broader life goals. Encourage concrete visualization of potential future outcomes. Third scenario, elderly decision-making patterns. When seniors insist on TV shopping purchases despite objections. Older adults prefer limited options compared to younger generations. Avoid confrontational corrections. Provide emotional support first. Frame alternatives within their existing value framework. Use concrete examples rather than abstract reasoning. Respect autonomy while gently presenting consequences. They tend to focus on positive information while deliberately ignoring negative aspects. TV shopping programs exploit this psychology by presenting the one perfect solution to elderly viewers. Understand parental needs proactively, help narrow options, and address concerns during their less focused moments. This approach increases receptiveness to constructive advice. We've now covered all key concepts from the rational choice. Societal stereotypes about women include perceived over-reliance on intuition, indecisiveness, risk aversion, lack of confidence, and poor stress management. Conscious recognition and proactive strategies can help women overcome these biases. For rational choice, that concludes our discussion. Find show notes below. Until next time.